Hello, night life. Oh, sorry. Let's start that again. Hello, Life Path 9, and welcome to Destiny Digits. This is going to be your life path reading. I will start with 3 oracle cards, 3 numerology cards from a deck I created, and then a 9-card box spread using tarot. So, Life Path 9s, you guys are the humanitarians, very selfless, giving individuals. You just make the entire world a better place. Now, those are some of your high vibrations. When things are taking risks, is your first message from the Oracle deck. When your energies are shifted towards the lower end, you struggle with being selfish. So it's that selfish versus being selfless. So let's see the energies. We'll pull 3 cards and then we will look at the card on the bottom of the deck. I'll take both of these. Happiness. Oh, dolphins. I love dolphins. Enlightenment. And at the bottom of the deck, we have relaxation. All right. That's pretty cool. Okay. So taking risks. So it looks like there are things that you would like that you have not tried before, not done before. And remember, this can be in love, this can be in life, it can be in anything. This is just energy and you place it where it fits. So there's something you want to try, something you want to do, something you want to go after. And this probably will lead you to a place of extreme happiness and enlightenment about certain aspects of yourself that you wouldn't have known unless you took this risk. So the general message from the oracles is relax and plan how you are going to take this risk. Just plan it out. Don't jump into it. Just relax. And from that very relaxed place, make a plan. Think about what makes you happy. And once you do it, you will, once you come from that space, that very relaxed and just, low key space, you will pick up pieces that you need in order to take that risk. But it's really about the initial energy of doing things in a relaxed state, because that's how you're going to receive the downloads necessary to take this venture that you are so wanting to do. On the bottom, we have High Vibes 5, expansive and visionary. Okay. So there's a vision that you need to flush out. But make sure that you are very calm and cool and collected as you begin to develop your method of attack. Right? Next to your happiness card, we have creative and original. So 9s, this could be a creative venture. You could be doing something that no one has done around you, or something that you haven't seen done. You could just be creating something that's just never been seen before, right? Or just wanting to do something, wanting to establish something in life, in the world. Definitely that benefits others, because that's just the energy that you carry with you. Alrighty. All right. So this is the 9-card box spread, and pretty much the energy, the middle card is going to be the card that kind of helps us understand the story that all the other cards are telling and communicating with each other. Okay. And we'll do, so typically this middle row talks about the current reality that we are in, right? And the bottom row talks about maybe something we don't know or not aware of. It could be dormant in our subconscious, something hidden from us, or something that we brought to this situation. And then the top row talks about kind of like what we're being pushed to do, what we're thinking of, what we're progressing to. Okay. All right. So at the bottom of that tarot deck, we have the moon card. And the moon talks about things not apparent, things that are not yet known. So it seems like there are things still to be discovered and learned. So let's read this spread. We've got some majors here. Okay. So this middle row, we have happiness, creative, original. Got those. So we have this magician. This is about manifesting. And, there is a vision that you have about something that you want to create. And whether you know it or not, you have everything inside of you and around you or within your grasp to create whatever it is you feel will not only lead to your happiness, because remember, you're very selfless people, but you would like to bring something to benefit others in some way, right? And this is a creative endeavor. And so that can kind of be a little scary, especially when you're doing something that could possibly never have been done in this way, right? So what pushed you to this magician mode? That was the Tower card. So something around you within your environment or an aspect of your own personal life that you endured made you realize that, hey, if I went through this, others are probably going through this and something needs to be done, right? That is literally what nines are here for. And so there was a tower moment, there was a shakeup, there was a destruction, something that was established on a foundation that lacked stability and integrity came crumbling down. And so now you have this energy of the magician where you want to respond to that destruction in a way that creates. And what are you creating? What are you manifesting? Well, next to that, we have the judgment card. So this is where you essentially want to shine light on, things, or I don't know why I feel like this could be like slightly political, but maybe not. But you want to call things out as they are. You want to reveal. You want to reveal something for its truth or lack of truth based on a tower that you experience. You're realizing that something that was, masked as for the people, as something that was masked as happiness, something that was masked as joyful, something that was masked as, being beneficial, wasn't. And it wasn't because this tower happened. And now you are calling judgment. And in addition to calling judgment and judging the situation for what it really is, you have decided that you are also going to create. You are going to establish something that is true and authentic. Now, prior to this push for manifesting happiness, we were in this space. And so this is about enlightenment. And so, we have enlightenment, which is pretty much, downloads coming to us, revealing things to us, vital information, like nuggets, like gold nuggets of things that are necessary for our journey and our path. And so this is you stepping into a new phase in your life. Next to enlightenment, we have low vibes of 6. So boring, overly protective, and savior complex. So that's the energy of literally just playing it safe, right? Not only am I protecting myself by living a very low risk life, but I'm also like really making sure that everybody else is taken care of and they have what they need. But there may have been a boundary cost where it was done in such a way that smothered people, right? And then there's that savior complex where you do things because you feel like you have to. Like if you didn't do it, who else would do it, right? But you are being enlightened to that type of energy. And if it was that that you built relationships on that came tumbling down. This is this period of reflection, this Seven of Pentacles, where you are realizing that's not healthy. That's not a good way to establish things with others. That's not a good way to establish anything that I want to last, right? And so under the Magician, we have this King of Pentacles, and this is somebody that like can really turn anything into like a tangible resource. This is somebody that is like, you know, wealthy, but not only in the financial sense, but somebody who just has that ability, like the Midas touch, somebody that has the ability that whatever they touch really turns into gold, right? Anything they put their hands on, anything they put their mind in, anything they invest their heart in really manifest into something great, right? And so that's the energy under this musician. You are being pushed by wanting to create something beautiful. But you are realizing that there's a way to do it and a way to not do it, right? And we learn that in this enlightenment phase. And so this judgment, I don't know if this is judgment you received, judgment that you were giving out to others. This judgment, it seems to be something that you are moving away from. And so the 6 is like moving away from like the troubled times to like the calmer days, right? And so there's an energy that you are moving away from. And it could also be this energy of, you know, establishing things for others because you want everybody else to be safe and secure. And you're like, okay, I'm leaving that energy behind. I want to create something that is authentic happiness and not just this temporary happiness where I feel like I have to, you know, to self-sacrifice for others, right? So that could be what you're moving away from because you're realizing it didn't give you what you were intending, right? So in this top row, this is about taking a risk. So we move away for something and now we have to take a risk. And when we take that risk, we're moving into a high vibration of 7, which is analytical and logical. And so this is when we kind of pull back our emotions and we're looking at things in a very rational way. And we're deciding, 6 of Pentacles, how am I going to give myself? How am I going to give my energy? You know, what warrants my energy? This is about balancing the giving and the taking, whether it be in relationships or any, companies, jobs, it doesn't matter. It's just energy and you can apply it. But this is about you really establishing how you show up in anything that you are invested in, right? Now, above this magician is an Ace of Cups. And so this is when Spirit offers you a seed, right? Something that like tickles your heart. It could be love. It doesn't have to be, but this could be something that, you just something that speaks to you, right? And so you're deciding on you're taking a risk about how to balance yourself, your time, your mind, how to approach situations that you are invested in. And Spirit gives you something. And so now you have to have a choice to make. But remember at the top here, talking about these 9 card spread, we have the moon. And so, you have to decide to see, I feel like this is not about you deciding what to choose. It's you deciding how to choose it, because we don't want to be in the savior complex anymore. We don't want to operate from a space of fear that we just mask with love or care, right? We don't want to do that anymore. And so how you respond to this 7 of Cups matters, right? And so you have a choice to make. Under this choice is judgment. Under judgment is moving away. And so I feel like you could be moving. Sometimes the reason why we hover or the reason why we respond to situations is because we judge them as needing something that is not there. And then so we fill in the gaps. And so I think that you really have to decide how to how to apply yourself to this cup, to this offer. Are you going to bring the old version of yourself that pretty much brought towers down in your life? Or are you going to respond in a way that reflects your heart, what you manifested, right? You manifested this alongside spirit. And now you're at a crossroads. But I don't think it's about whether or not you want it. I think it's really like, oh my God, like, how am I going to chase it? How am I going to go after it? And I think that's the risk. I think it's more of an internal risk. And so that's why Spirit is saying, like, yes, this is an Ace of Cups, but like, be logical, like, really analyze the situation, and not from a space that's self deprecating, not from a space that, like, where you always lose, because you're doing more than you should, or because, you know what I mean? Because you're not getting the return. Like, none of that led to your happiness. Like, when you take a risk, it's really about taking a risk, operating in a new space within yourself, right? But it's not from that superficial love. It's from a very balanced place, right? And so Spirit is asking you to expand your mindset, expand your own, expand your vision, right? Now that you've learned what you've learned, we've been through a tower, we moved away. Like, now that you've learned what you learned, like, decide how you show up to this. Like, that is the risk, right? You manifested this along with Spirit. So it's not necessarily a surprise that it has arrived, but it's like, oh my God, like, what am I going to do? Definitely not what you did before, right? So Spirit is saying, relax, relax. Like, that's the first thing. And, relaxing is like keeping your emotions like where they need to be, and just like making sure that things can flow in and flow out of you. Making sure things can flow in and flow out of you. Right? So any choice that you need to make, it needs to come from a place that's calm and centered. Because there's no accident that something is being presented to you. But the way you accept, the way you respond, the way you show up, that is the risk. So take the risk, but the risk isn't taking it. The risk is you responding as you always did, or you responding in a way that's different, right? And so there could be things in your subconscious that prompt you to feel the need to be overly safe or overly calculated, And so you need to push beyond that, because those are fears that guard us from disappointment, right? I hope something in here is resonating. All right, nines, take the risk, relax, and thank you for stopping by. Take care.